In terms of finding housing and or roommates, assuming you're talking about like off-campus housing, there's two different kinds. So there's student-specific and then your normal kind of rentals. For student-specific, there are companies like Unilodge or Scape, for example, and they run student-specific apartment buildings. So they're usually located a bit closer to university campuses. It's only students living in those buildings, and you can look on their website. Some of the universities might also feature them as part of their accommodations website or web pages. Lots of students choose to go that route. Sometimes the apartments are already furnished. They might already have Wi-Fi set up. Makes for a pretty easy transition. If you're wanting to live fully off campus and being kind of a standard apartment or house, you have options pretty similar to what you have in Canada. There's like Facebook Marketplace, there's Gumtree, there's flatmates.com.au, there is also the OzTREKKers group. So if you end up accepting an offer to go study in Australia, you will be invited to our Facebook group, and there are other students who have already gone to Australia still in that group. You'll often see posts of students saying, hey, I'm going to whatever university, I'm looking to share an apartment with someone else who's interested. A lot of our students have found roommates that way, and they'll go off and look for an apartment and have a new friend and a new roommate pretty easily. The other place you can find suggestions is the OzTREKK boarding pass. So if you accept an offer and you end up going to Australia or New Zealand, you'll have access to our boarding pass, and on that is linked survey results from previous year's surveys. So those are responses from students who have been studying for about a year. And part of the survey, we ask them where they're living, how much their weekly rent is. So that's another thing to take note of. In Australia, it's typically weekly rent. How long it took them to find their accommodation and whether or not they like it, and if they'd suggest it to other students. Students are pretty honest. Some of them are also very specific. They'll even name the actual building in which they live. And it's a really great resource to get kind of vetted accommodation info.